Hello, this is a tarot card reading for Garnfruit, the Reddit user. You asked me to do a reading in regards to a guy you've been talking to. I'm using the Aquarian deck. It's in Italian, but I've been reading tarot for a significant amount of time. I've been using this deck for a significant amount of time, so I'm confident with it. I always forget to mention in these videos I don't speak Italian, and that's why I put that little disclaimer in case you don't either. What I really like about this spread that I'm using is the horseshoe spread. It's a 7-card spread. It actually pulls a card to represent you. In a traditional reading, the current isn't represented, or I have to interpret your question and choose a card to represent you. Sometimes you may not know what to tell me, and sometimes you may not be forthcoming in regards to telling me something relevant to the situation. And the current card is important. It's influential to the reading, so I don't want to mess it up. It's really great to be able to just pull a card and see what the deck says about you. So our first card in the spread is a Major Arcana card. This is the Priestess. The Priestess represents our intuition and our link to the unseen. So really our link to the spiritual side of the world, whatever that may mean for you. So in regards to your relationship, I do see that you've had some gut feelings about this person. And this card here is enforcing that those gut feelings are important and something you should be listening to. That message is reinforced in the next card. This card represents the present in terms of this guy you've been talking to, and this is the Hermit. And what the Hermit says to me in this spread, considering the High Priestess, is that you have a spiritual guide, whatever form that means for you, God, guardian angel, ghost, whatever. Someone is trying to reach you from the other side. If you aren't spiritual and you don't believe in anything like that, we can call it your gut, your intuition. There's a message waiting there for you, and it's important that you silence yourself. Don't let your thoughts distract you, that you recognize that intuition and honor it when it comes to terms with this relationship. The next card in this spread is important. It represents hidden influences, but it's especially important because when we have cards like the High Priestess and, well, especially the High Priestess, but the Hermit as well, these cards are also talking about the unseen, that spiritual aspect, the mysterious other side of the world. So I feel that this card is especially important in this spread because we've seen that emphasized here. So what the Ten of Cups is really telling us is that when it comes to this guy, we see a fresh start. And it's generally a positive, fresh start. So what I'm seeing here is that you've been having feelings that either you can start over with this guy if there have been issues in the past, or you're having feelings that he could be a fresh start. And it looks like those feelings are correct, and if that's what your intuition is telling you, you should definitely keep moving forward. The next card in the spread represents you, and this is the Six of Pentacles. Well, what this spread tells me is that when you are approaching this relationship to achieve that fresh new start with this guy, be genuine. Don't try to schmooze him. Don't try to impress him with what you own, who you know. Don't do that. Be yourself. It's the right way to start a relationship. And if you don't, and you do all the schmoozing kind of stuff to kind of pull him in, and you try to be a charmer, you're just going to shoot yourself in the foot. It's going to harm the relationship in the long run. The next card we have in the spread is the Three of Pentacles, and what this represents is what other people think about you and this guy. The people in your life seem to think that you've been working really hard and that you deserve a reward. You deserve the love of this the love and happiness a relationship can provide, and it looks like they agree with this Ten of Cups. It looks like the people in your life feel that he could provide that for you. The next card is the Lovers. Don't be fooled, the Lovers don't actually really represent lovers. A lot of people jump to that conclusion, so it's not really relevant the fact that we pull the Lovers for a spread that may involve actual lovers. And what this card here represents is the advice the deck has for you. So what the Lovers actually represents is a struggle. There's a struggle in the arc of the major arcana and some of the minor arcana in regards to the struggle between the material and the spiritual. The tarot always emphasizes the spiritual, the importance of spiritual fulfillment. So what I see here, what this is telling me is, do not let the desire for material goods overcome you, physical worldliness. And in the spread, what that really tells me is, don't let the kind of fake schmoozing influence the relationship. So you may be wondering, how do you get that from this card that's about material versus spiritual? So for me, the material or the worldly aspect of the tarot is really a non-genuine aspect of the tarot, the selfish aspect, the aspect that just wants to make this man yours. Whether he wants you or not, you'll do what it takes. You know, maybe impress him with your belongings or just try to be charming and hide parts of you. But true spiritual fulfillment is open, it's honest. You know who you are, this guy knows who you are, and you're both entering it full steam ahead, and that's really the healthiest way to start a relationship. So what I'm definitely seeing is that do not try to play games, don't try to weasel your way in, just be honest and upfront, and you will have that fresh start. You will be rewarded for how hard you've worked in your life. You will get this relationship. And lastly, we have the Page of Cups. And what he represents is he actually represents the conclusion of the reading. So all of these cards are chapters, and that is the final chapter of the book, the conclusion of everything we've been building up to. And what the Page of Cups tells us is that someone wants to be with you. This guy wants to be with you. He just genuinely wants to be with you, and he likes you for you. So again, avoid any games. Be yourself, and it looks like you will have a great relationship, which is emphasized. We have the two cups. They really emphasize the relationship and emotional aspect of this reading. The two major arcana also, or excuse me, the three major arcana really represent the influence of another person in this reading, and the two pentacles represent that physical or worldly side of the reading. Again, thank you for letting me read for you, and I hope you have a good night.